Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is March the 3rd, 2025. Hopefully, this episode finds you well, in good spirits, and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Happy Monday. Happy Garfield Day. Hopefully, you got that lasagna today. As for me, things were very Garfield. They're very good. I'm still dealing with it. Sore throat, coughing, yada, 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 yada. But we move. Work was a good, solid day. Really wasn't bothered. Actually, it was kind of nice. One of the homies came up and we like talked about news for like 5 minutes. So I love starting. That's like better than like a hit of coffee. I ain't gonna lie to you. Though I will say I'm back on my coffee tip, so that's nice. Had a couple of cups of Joe, which was nice. But maybe not the best thing for me. But who cares? You gotta have your little treat where you can. And this has been my little liquid little treat for myself. So it's gonna be back on that. But yeah, work was solid. It was good. No complaints. We went to the gym. Gym was busy. It was packed. We were 3 pips deep. So that means I'm elbow to elbow. There's just like no free equipment. You got to fight for your right to pump. It is what it is, but we did it. I was able to get all my machines in at the last minute. Like I got my last 2 in after my cardio, which I kind of hate doing because I'm already gassed at that point. I don't want to lift weights or do my pec delt thing, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. So yeah, overall, it was really nice. It's been a really solid day for your boy. Also, little bit of podcasting milestones. We finally got to over 100 subscribers on YouTube. So clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. I gotta say, hey, I made shameless plug on Facebook. Said, hey, can y'all follow your boy? I'm trying to get from 96 to 100. I want to see a different number. I want to see a better number. So I was happy that the friends came through and hit that subscription button. Thank you, thank you. And if you're listening now, hello, hi. This is what I've been doing every day. But yeah, let's go ahead. Oh, I gotta talk food corner. This might be like kind of the last time we do a food corner for a little bit, huh? So it was chicken and rice, chicken thigh. I cooked it in the air fryer. That was my first time cooking chicken in the air fryer. So that went well. I enjoyed the taste. I will say, like, to a certain extent, I'm going to miss the skillet. But what I love is that I don't have to touch the chicken as much. And I don't know what it is. Like, I'm never a big fan of touching raw food. It's always been something that's kind of been a little for me. Red meat was one I got myself to like get over, but slimy chicken, I've never really enjoyed it. So being able to just like throw it in the air fryer, flip it one time, that's super easy breezy, and I love that. And then you can just cut it up and it's good to go. And it was good. It was yummy. Then I cut up a carrot, like a whole carrot, cut it up. So I got these big chunky bits of carrot in this thing, and some lettuce and some rice. And that's it. Like, I wish I could say that's it. I do put in some butter. I do put in some seasoning. I do put in some sauce. I'm sorry. Like, this is my diet, but like, I still gotta be me about it. I still gotta have some taste in that. You know what I mean? At least for right now. Maybe I can like convince myself to like take away from this chicken rice bowl situation, but I would say, day one of the, kind of day one, right? But it feels like, it feels good. I will say that. I liked the way I felt throughout the day, if that makes sense. Like, I've definitely always paid for my meals one way or another, if you know what I mean. And it's kind of nice that you have something more compact, less heavy, no bread. Though, oh my God, I miss bread. I think about you all the time, bread. Oh, I write about you. I dream about you. But, it is nice to not have it, in the tummy. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll keep it a buck. So yeah, I mean, hopefully I can keep on it. I can stay consistent with that. Though that being said, hopefully we can look forward to some different food corners in the future. Of course, maybe on the weekend. I won't even call it a cheat day. Just something different. You know what I mean? Just ever mixing it up. It is what it is. I gotta have my fat days. What can I say? But no, today felt good. It felt solid. Outside of the little chew, little, we've been good. We've been feeling all right. So yeah, let's go ahead and do our startup and we will get into some news. How's that sound? All right, we're back. From Yahoo, or actually it's not from Yahoo, well, kind of from Yahoo. Anyway, Reuters, U.S. pauses military aid to Ukraine, says White House. So this is breaking news. I literally was like, about to record. I was like, all right, let me go ahead and just drop this up front. The United States is pausing military aid to Ukraine days after U.S. President Donald Trump clashed with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in the Oval Office, a White House official confirmed on Monday. The official said the U.S. is pausing and reviewing aid to ensure it is contributing to a solution. The pause will last until Trump determines the country's leaders demonstrate a good faith commitment to peace, according to Bloomberg, and Fox News reports. This is not a permanent termination of aid. It is a pause, Fox News quoted a Trump administration official as saying. Bloomberg reported that all U.S. Military equipment not currently in Ukraine will be paused, including weapons in transit on aircraft and ships or waiting in transit areas in Poland. So yeah, I mean, I think this is a part of the press, like the full court press, if you will, that the Trump administration is trying to put on Zelensky and Ukraine at this point, where it's like, hey, sign the deal, come back, glaze us off a little bit, sign the deal. That's what we want, and we want it that way. I've heard some conservative voices and even mostly conservative in the U.S. saying, hey, maybe Zelensky's got to step down for this, which I think is insane, by the way. Like saying, hey, you pissed off Trump because you didn't suck him off hard enough. You got to quit, bro. Like, sorry you grew a spine and decided to use it in the Oval Office. That's just straight up fucking disrespectful. In the Oval Office, no less? Wow, the audacity. It's crazy. Also, I heard some of the press questions. I want to put press in quotations because these are just fucking Trump office glazers. Essentially, they're mad at Zelensky for not wearing a suit. We have John Fetterman in Congress in fucking gym shorts, and you're worried about fucking Zelensky in a goddamn suit. Be fucking for real. That is the least of our fucking problems here and now. That all being said, kind of getting back on message. I'm not surprised to see us pause the aid here, cut the support, because once again, it's on brand with Trump, and, he's kind of made his intentions clear. At the end of the day, he is focusing on working towards this deal with Putin, quote unquote, and that's the focus. That's who he's kind of aligning himself to, despite the fact that everyone's like, dude, we hate this. We think this guy's a dictator schmuck. We don't fuck with him. We thought y'all didn't fuck with him. What's going on? And so, yeah, I mean, changing of the guard, changing of the vibe. So I don't know. It just is what it is at this point, So, yeah, I felt like this was a relevant update. So, we're starting here. Let's go ahead and move along. Got some more breaking news from today. If it loads for me, gonna be difficult. Computer, internet. Let's hit that reload button. See what happens. Bear with me, y'all. Okay, all right. From CNN. 2 killed, 11 injured after car rams crowd in German city of Mannheim. German authorities say a car ramming incident in the southwestern city of Mannheim that killed 2 people Monday was a deliberate attack, but it does not appear to be politically or religiously motivated. Police said Monday night the 2 dead were an 83-year-old woman and a 54-year-old man. 11 others were injured. The attacker purposely targeted and struck people at a high speed, police said at a press conference, noting that authorities originally thought they were responding to a traffic accident. Public prosecutor Romeo Schussler said there was concrete evidence that the suspected attacker suffers from a psychological illness. Police searched the suspect's house Monday, the prosecutor added. The suspect is a 40-year-old national from the neighboring Rhineland Palatinate. I've never said that word before out loud, so sorry. Police said. They also add a thing that I guess is a good correction for me. Frederick Merckx, leader of the Christian Democratic Union, or the CDU, and likely Germany's next chancellor, said he was shocked by Monday's incident, as well as several other terrible acts that have rocked the country in recent months, in reference to the driving killing incident that took place at during Christmas time at like a Christmas market in Germany. But yeah, just a bit of a correction, because I kind of said it very concretely that Merckx and his party had won. I mean, all signs point to that, but it's not official yet. But yeah, I wanted to start with those two stories. We can go ahead and move on to another thing that popped up today, kind of keeping it a bit local, though I'm, reading it from The Guardian. Chair and CEO of Kroger chain resigns amid personal conduct inquiry. Not injury. Wrong CEO. Kroger chair and chief executive officer Rodney McMullen has resigned after an internal investigation into his personal conduct. Kroger, the nation's largest grocery chain, said on Monday that the investigation into McMullen's personal conduct was unrelated to the business, but was found to be inconsistent with its business ethics policy. Board member Ronald Sargent is going to serve as the chair and interim CEO, effective immediately. Sargent has been on Kroger's board since 2006 and has served as the lead director of the company since 2017. He has worked in several roles at the grocery chain across stores, sales, marketing, manufacturing, and strategy. Sargent is the former chair and CEO of Staples. What a resume. McMullen, 64, began his career with Kroger in 1978 as a part-time stock clerk and bagger at a store in Lexington, Kentucky. He worked his way up through the company, becoming the chief financial officer in 1995 and chief operating officer in 2009. McMullen was named Kroger CEO in 2014 and became the company's chair the following year. Cincinnati-based Kroger said its board was made aware of the situation on the 21st of February and immediately hired an outside independent counsel to conduct an investigation, overseen by a special board committee. Now, I really would love to see some details about like what this personal conduct was, but who knows if we're ever gonna get that detail or not. That being said, Auf Wiedersehen, fucking whatever. I don't give a shit. I do love the personal touch here of like, well, they hired within, and this was like an employee that leveled his way up, and he worked so hard, and cool. That's a really cool like American dreams ass story or whatever. But at the end of the day, you still became this fucking final boss CEO who's essentially here to just try to drive profits for fucking shareholders. I don't feel bad for you. I do not care, and I don't even know what the fuck you did. I don't even know what the fucking personal conduct was that you did. Who knows? So. Yeah, I don't hear or see anyone really going to bat or, playing any violins for this hard worker. Whatever. So, this was interesting though. And, I love talking about a local thing, as an Ohio man. So, we'll see what happens with Kroger. I mean, last year they took a hit with that deal going bad with Albertsons. That gets mentioned in this article again. And then Albertsons, suing. We've covered that. That's old news. And now this in 2025, shit, who knows? Kroger's taking hits. They ain't good. Who knows, man? But hey, at the end of the day, I will still fuck with them. I will still shop with them. I don't care. I don't shop ethically, y'all. I don't give a shit. I'm just trying to buy my fucking rice. I'm just trying to buy my goddamn chicken. Okay, I don't care. I don't fucking care. Anyway, we have one more thing I wanted to cover, and it is an update from. Previous episodes, previous news. But let's go ahead and do our last break, and we'll go ahead and close it out. Go ahead and get some water, too. All right. From USA Today. Trial for Highland Park parade shooting suspect ends quickly with guilty plea. The Illinois man accused of opening fire at an Independence Day parade in suburban Chicago in 2022 pleaded guilty on Monday, marking a sudden end in his murder trial as it was getting started. Robert Crimo III, 24, pleaded guilty to all 69 counts of murder and attempted murder stemming from the mass shooting that left 7 people dead and wounded nearly 50 others. The surprise announcement came after a week of jury selection and just as the courtroom was expecting to hear opening statements. It's unclear what led Crimo to change his plea. Neither the Lake County State Attorney's Office nor the Public Defender's Office representing Crimo immediately returned USA Today's request for comment. The judge scheduled a sentencing hearing on April 23rd. Crimo is expected to receive a life sentence without the possibility of parole. Illinois abolished the death penalty in 2011. So I will say probably after the day, if there isn't if I hear a sentence that's different than that, then I'll come back and update it. But most likely we'll kind of just take it as gospel. That's probably what's going to happen to this guy. This is not the first time Crimo has made an unanticipated reversal. Last year, Crimo agreed to a plea deal. Agreed to plead guilty to multiple counts of first-degree murder and battery charges during a court hearing in June. He changed his mind and pleaded not guilty, compelling the judge to set a trial date. And I guess he, said, no, that's not the play. Because he's already confessed to this shit. They definitely have this guy dead to fucking rights. Though we have seen this before, and I think it makes a lot of sense, too, for someone so young, where you go, oh, well, maybe I could beat it. Maybe I could do this. Maybe I could do that. It's no, dude. You did this fucking crime. You confessed to it. They got you. And it's one of those situations where it's you can risk it and you could go I guess that's what you're up against, right? You're up against life, without parole. So I don't know. I can understand maybe being back and forth about it, but dude's goose is pretty much cooked here, I would say. Let's see here. I'll read a little bit more though. Scroll down. Crimo was accused of firing into a crowd from a rooftop overlooking the parade in Highland Park, an affluent suburban area 25 miles north of downtown Chicago. Authorities say he then fled, disguising himself as a woman to blend in to the pandemonium ignited by the barrage of bullets. A massive manhunt led to Crimo's arrest hours later while driving his mother's car, and prosecutors say he confessed to what they described as a well-orchestrated and carefully planned attack. The fatal victims ranged in age from 35 to 88. Among those killed was a dedicated synagogue worker, an avid bird watcher, the parents of toddlers who was discovered by strangers wandering around after the shooting, and a grandfather observing the holiday festivities from his wheelchair. Dozens were injured, including 8-year-old Cooper Roberts, who was shot in the chest and suffered a spinal cord injury. He went to the parade with his mother, Keely Roberts, and twin brother Luke, who was also injured in the rampage. Now, they go through more details about the father and, just shit that was happening at home, how, he's, threatened to kill people before, in his family and stuff. That doesn't absolve you from any of this shit. So, I'll leave that to my, the avid readers who want to dig into that if they want to. But yeah, that's where we'll leave it for the day. I know it's a bit of a somber ending, but kind of putting a nail in that one and calling it covered. It just kind of is what it is, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's going to be the episode for today. If you'd like to help out, support the effort, I do have Patreon. Patreon.com/Isaiah News. Become a newsie today. Free ways to hit me up, IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Feel free to follow me or the podcast on any of the socials. You just hit that like button, follow button, whatever on the thing that allows you to keep up with me, and you can hit me up. You can get, I wouldn't say parasocial, but hey, I'm down to talk about news with anyone. I'm so horny for it. I don't care. I don't care what your position is. Well, I do care what your position is. Actually, let me not get too carried away. If you are anti me, then we're probably going to get to a quick place where I'm going to tell you, hey man, this conversation is going to get paywalled and you got to pay me to talk about whatever bullshit you want to talk about for like 5 minutes. You get 5 texts. I don't know. Luckily, it hasn't gotten that bad yet. You get a couple of bad comments and you just kind of keep it moving. That's about it. But you can try. By all means, I got nothing but time. Let's see. If you'd like to help out the effort, you can for free. You can subscribe to the YouTube, like I talked about earlier up top. We have made it past 100. But I'm a fifth of the way to my ultimate goal, which is 500. That gets you closer to quote unquote monetization on YouTube. So, your boy is grinding for that. But at the end of the day, that's not what it's really about. I know. Just like with the Patreon, that's more of a tip jar situation or whatever. If you liked what you heard, if you want to help out the boy, you can do it that way. But no, it's just one of those things where, I'm just trying to do the things that you do as a content creator. No, you just kind of, you make the effort. That's why I got to tell you, hey, you can, follow me on TikTok. That's another way to help out because I get most of my listens, most of my views are probably from TikTok. Or you can like on Spotify because I'm also trying to get monetized again on there. Man, I miss that. I miss getting my little crumbs, my little half a penny from them. But, hey, it is what it is. We move. Maybe one day I'll get a big following and we'll get right back to it like we never left. We can dream. But no, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for being a friend. And hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love you. Bye-bye. Mwah.